Hey everyone, welcome to Gastromania. Today we'll be starting on a new series known as the Budget Series. Due to COVID-19, many people's livelihoods have been affected by it, and we have decided to start a budget challenge for everyone. Today, I will be attempting to cook 3 dishes for 4 adults for under 10 Singapore dollars or about $7.30 USD. The rules are simple. All ingredients other than the seasonings will be under $10. The 3 dishes must have 1 meat and 2 other dishes. Will I succeed? Let's watch on to find out. To save money on meals, we must start with good marketing skills. First, let's go for the most expensive item, the meat. To save money, go for the chicken leg that is not de-skinned. It is the cheapest option since it is processed the least. 2 packets, which is about 450 grams, is about $3.95, the cheapest around. I've decided to cook sweet and sour chicken, so let's go get additional ingredients. When making sweet and sour pork or chicken, it's important that it's colourful, just like the 3 colours of the traffic light. Oh, 66 cents for a bell pepper, seems good. Let's get 2 tomatoes as well for colour and taste. Let's pick them up and weigh them for the price. 38 cents for 2 tomatoes, seems pretty worth it to me. Next, we have pineapples to complete the colours of a traffic light. 1 for $1.90, but we only need half a pineapple. Choose those that are riper by looking at the colour and smelling it. Next, we have yellow onions. About $1.60 for 8 pieces, quite affordable. Next, we look for ingredients to make our next dish. Vegetables sounds like a good idea. The cheapest one seems to be xiao bai cai, which is about 99 cents per packet. Oh wait, I found another cheaper option. 1 packet of kangkong for 95 cents. Can make sambal kangkong. I'll get that one instead. Better choose the ones that are fresher and greener. And put the xiao bai cai that I took earlier back. Easy, one more dish settled. Okay, just now I was walking past this dried good aisle and I saw these sweet preserved turnips going for 70 cents per packet. It's quite cheap and I think I'll be making preserved turnip eggs or chai po neng with it. Do take note that you will need the sweet type of preserved turnips instead of the salty type. Okay, time to get the eggs. They're selling at about 12 eggs for $2.60. I like this brand and I'll get these eggs. Okay, we're done with the marketing. The next step is to prepare the ingredients. I'll be showing them in the order exactly as I've prepared them. First, soak some dried shrimps for frying the kangkong later on. This will take about 30 minutes, so do it at the start. Next, we will have to prepare the chicken thighs by removing the skin. To remove the chicken skin, we just need to use our sharp knife to slightly separate the fatty layer between the meat and the skin. Then afterwards, press down the meat and use your other hand to pull hard, and the skin will come off easily. Pretty simple, and this will save you money from buying those cut by the butcher. Then slice up the chicken into bite-sized pieces. Afterwards, we season the chicken so that it will be ready by the time we have prepared all the other ingredients. First, we have half a teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of sesame oil, 1 tablespoon of cornstarch. This is to make the chicken more tender after frying. 1 tablespoon of cooking wine, 1 tablespoon of light soy sauce for some umami flavors. Mix up the current seasonings well and crack 1 egg yolk. This will help the chicken's batter stick on and be more consistent. Keep the egg whites to fry with the chai po eggs later on. Mix in the egg yolk well into the mixture and set the chicken aside to absorb all the flavors while we prepare the other ingredients. Next, we prepare the kangkong. Pluck off the leaves that are wilted or yellow. Chop off the lowest end of the stems and then chop out the stems and leaves. A lot of people throw away the stems, but we can actually use the stems as well so that they are not wasted. Soak the kangkong in water to wash away the dirt from the plant, and this will take about 2 to 3 rinses. Next, we start to prepare the additional ingredients for the sweet and sour pork. Cut up the 2 tomatoes into quarters. Dice up the bell peppers into bite-sized pieces. Dice up the onions into small pieces. I'm only using half of the onion so I can keep the remaining half for another meal. Next, we have to peel the pineapple. Use a sharp knife to cut off the top and the base of the pineapple. Then, go around the pineapple and let your knife do the work. After peeling the pineapple, we have to remove the eyes of the pineapples and then cut the pineapple into half. You can keep the remaining pineapple for after dinner. Cut the pineapple into bite-sized pieces. Do you know that you can actually eat the hard stem at the center of the pineapple as well? They're extremely crunchy and I really like to eat them. Next, we crack the 5 eggs into a bowl and beat them up with our egg white from earlier. Season it lightly with some salt, white pepper, and chicken stock powder. We will only be using half the packet of the sweet turnips and we will keep the rest for another day. Cut out about 4 cloves of garlic that will be used for the eggs and the kangkong. By now, the dried shrimps will also have been softened, so it's time to chop them into tinier pieces. We don't have to chop them super finely, just something like that will do. Then, proceed to prepare the sweet and sour sauce. First, we have 1 tablespoon of granulated sugar, 2 tablespoons of ketchup, 1 tablespoon of white vinegar to give it a sourer taste, half tablespoon of cooking wine and 1 tablespoon of water. Right before we step into the kitchen, we coat the seasoned chicken in a thin layer of sweet potato flour to create the batter. And with that, let's get cooking! Add in 1 piece of batter. 1, 2, 3. If the batter rises up to the top within 3 seconds, it means that the oil temperature is hot enough. Add in the chicken and fry it until it's slightly golden. Remove the chicken as we will be double frying it. If you are using a small wok like me, fry the chicken in 2 batches so that they do not cook unevenly. When frying it the second time, the oil has to be extremely hot, so heat it up until you are able to smell the oil. You can tell whether the chicken is crispy via the size of the bubbles. When the size is still large, it means that there's a lot of water content inside the batter and it's not very crispy yet. Remove the chicken when the size of the bubbles have gotten smaller. After this, we leave the chicken to cool and we start preparing the chai poa eggs. Wash the wok and start frying half of the garlics. Once the garlic has turned fragrant, add in the sweet turnips and fry it until it's fragrant. When the sweet turnips has turned fragrant, add in the eggs and fry it at medium heat. Let's attempt to flip the egg in one time. 1, 2. Oh man, what a big fail. We can still fix it. Let's slightly adjust it and flatten it. Fry for about 3 minutes on each side. And our first dish is done. Next, let's prepare the sweet and sour sauce. Add in the onions, followed by the green bell peppers, and lastly, the tomatoes. Once the skin of the tomatoes has started to peel, add in the sauce. And once the sauce has started to boil, Add in the pineapples to cook them. Reduce the sauce as well to a thicker consistency and add in the fried chicken thighs. If the sauce is not thick enough, you can actually add in some cornstarch mixture to thicken it up. Toss the chicken around until they are well coated and serve them in a plate. And we have our second dish done! We cook our kangkong last as the vegetables will wilt quickly after cooking. First, fry the chopped dried shrimps to remove the funky seafood smell, or what we call chao chou. Add in the garlics once you cannot smell the chao chou anymore. Add in 2 tablespoons of my homemade rempah into the mixture. If you'd like to find out how to make homemade rempah, do check out the link at the top right hand corner. Mix it into the dried shrimps and garlic and fry it until it's fragrant. When the rempah turns fragrant, add in the kangkong and fry until it wilts and softens. The sambal kangkong should only take about 3 to 4 minutes of cooking before it's done. Do not overcook it as the leaves will turn brown really quickly. Serve it on a plate. And our third dish is done. Just kidding, I still need to wash out quickly before I eat. Okay, in summary, we have spent this amount on the ingredients. About $6 for our chicken, $1.65 and $1.45 respectively for our eggs and kangkong. I think we can say that we have safely passed this challenge. The remaining money should be enough to cover the miscellaneous costs and maybe the other seasonings as well. Wow, you have made it to the end of our first ever budget series. What are some money saving dishes and cooking tips that you do at home? Let us know in the comments below. Do let us know if you have any dishes you would like us to try as well. And I'll catch you in our next video.